Welcome to On the Ball Report for coverage of the growth of football, certainly in the Philippines. And we are a weekly show on a Friday with news, results, plus international interviews as well. I'm going to be your host, Pete Irvin. So we're going to kick off with Filipino news, of course. Our guest, very busy life. He's the general manager of a very famous golf course in Cebu, Alta Vista. I've actually played that course, or I've walked it many times and lost many balls as well. So he's also a veteran sports journalist, background in TV, background in business. Holy moly, when does he have time to breathe? He's the vice president as well of Cebu, if I say a football association, Nimrod Quiñones. Boy, oh boy. So welcome to On the Ball. So you lead a very busy life. You're obviously the VP on the board of Cebu Football Association there. 2019, the name changed in Cebu for the Football Association. Just bring us up to speed on that.
Okay, in 2019, we formed the Central Visayas Football Association. It's actually an evolution. From the Cebu Football Association, or CFA, we became Central Visayas Football Association. But Central Visayas Football Association, although it's supposed to encompass 4 provinces, is just Cebu and Bohol. Because Negros Oriental and Siquijor have their own regional football association. That's the NOCIRFA, Negros Oriental Siquijor Regional Football Association. So it's just CVFA is Cebu and Bohol.
So here is a pretty busy lifestyle, and when you look at the VP of your position on the board there, are you in charge of new ideas and new developments that are coming up in 2020, 2021?
Well, nobody's really in charge of anything. We just chip in. If needed, we help out. So it's more, I take charge of things when our president would order me and tell me, like Engineer Rodney O'Reilly would tell me, Nimrod, can you help me with this? Can you do this for me? So that's when I come in. Of course, during meetings, we have to bring in all our ideas, bring out what's in our minds so that we'll be able to deliver what is expected, hopefully more than what is expected by the local community.
So Nimrod, here, when I first came to Cebu many years ago, backwards and forwards between North America, I now live here, obviously, but there was a professional football league. Now, is that still in abeyance?
We have the Philippine Football League. It's opening this weekend. There are, I think, 6 teams that are joining. That is the professional league. This is this is actually an evolution. They had the United Football League, they had PFL, then they stopped, then they came back. So it's part of the growing pains, because this is the first time that we have a professional league for football in the Philippines. We have had a very long-running professional basketball league. Now we have a professional volleyball league. So with football now also with a professional league, this is actually a very good development, because the young players would have something to look forward to as a career in the game that they love to play.
Now, you mentioned young players, both young women, young guys. I mean, really, your organization, one of the priorities is to develop players that can step up to the programs at the national team level.
Yes. Well, the development starts from a very young age. We have teams under 8, under 10, under 13, under 15. So we develop across all of the age groups, because we believe that if you start them young, you have to sustain the program so that eventually they will reach the level where they are ready to play for the bigger schools, hopefully the professional league, and hopefully even go abroad and play football and become an overseas football worker, OFW.
Well, you know what? They become icons in a sense when they go across the vast ocean there to play, certainly. But in the future, we're going to be covering that. Who actually is a Filipino, Filipina, who's turned professional, what kind of leagues they're playing in. But looking at cup competitions, of course, one of the historical cup competitions, and attracted over 4,000 last year, is Aboitas, but then you have the Thirsty Cup as well.
Well, there's a lot of festivals. We have the Thirsty Cup, we have the Sinulog Cup, we have the San Roque Football Cup, and we have all these festivals hosted by the different groups, not only in Metro Cebu, but even in the areas outside Cebu, like Barili, and even I think Balamban also had their own festival. So the football community in Cebu has really grown, not only within the city but also to outside the city. I would say that this is also because of the effort that we put in holding more clinics and also providing the basic equipment to the areas outside of the city so that they could also do football. So when I was with the Cebu Provincial Sports Commission, we did a lot of trainings for coaches, because if you have coaches who understand and really do what they're supposed to do and not just stand there and shout or do nothing, so we need to understand that for a sport to grow, you have to develop not only the players but also the coaches and also the officials. It's a three-pronged approach. So of course everything else comes in there, like sponsorships, and you have your sports patrons, you have your support groups, but then it has to start with those three. So
exactly. Now you mentioned development. You mentioned development. The development in the sense obviously comes with media coverage, whether it be TV and the professional side of the league, or media coverage on the junior ranks that are being developed. How tough is that for you?
Well, the Cebu media has been very supportive, probably because the Cebu papers are community papers. So we have to take care of what's happening in the community. Aside from all the news that you have to carry from the national and international events, you have to take care of your community. So by doing so, a lot of our young athletes, a lot of our even the aging athletes get to come out on the newspapers, on television, get to be featured by the vloggers and the podcasters and such. So it generates more interest for them, because I'm famous. I came out in the newspaper. My picture is there. So that's it. The support of the media has been tremendous. Not because I am also from the media, but then I have seen that before. Back in 1989, 1990, when I was just starting as a sports writer, there was only me and some other guy who'd go to the games to cover it. But then on a very regular basis, it was me who was there all the time. During championships, there were a few other sports writers who would come and cover, but then they weren't there when the league was still in the elimination stage. So that's how it was before. But now the media will be calling the officers of the association. They'll be calling the organizers. What do you have? Do you have any information, new events? And then they send out photographers, because this is also how you develop an audience for your community media.
Yeah. Well, I hope that part of that media coverage is going to be us on the ball. Certainly on the ball.
Everybody will help. Everybody helps. Yeah.
Exactly. And we're going to have you back on in the future. We hopefully we've just finished building our mobile set for On the Ball Report, and we're looking to have that centralized downtown Cebu, so the media doesn't have far to travel. And we'll certainly have you in there. In fact, you may come in and baptize the set with an interview.
No problem. It will be my pleasure.
Listen, Nimrod, thank you very much for your time. I know you're a busy guy, and you support football in the Philippines 101%. So that's kudos to you. Ladies and gentlemen and football fans, that's Nimrod Quiñones. So Nimrod, we look forward to chatting to you very, very soon.
Yeah, sure. I'll look forward to that also. But for the meantime, I'll have to play golf with this football designed ball.
Oh boy! So you have one up on me. How about that for size?
This is a real golf ball. It's a Callaway.
Oh, it
Yeah,
is. Oh,
yeah,
of
it's a
course it
real
is.
ball.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Excellent. Well, listen. Once again, thank you for your time, and we're going to take a short break after this message. You know what? Welcome to the world's greatest game of football. You know, you can be smart, you can play smart, whatever your sport. You dress like a pro for your favorite football team. It could be the shirts, the shorts. Best in selection, best in price is Bad Beat Sportswear. It's your team selection. Bad Beat Sportswear is your winner. And folks, coming up next Friday from Toronto, Canada, halfway across the world there. If you want to know the facts, it's 7,200 miles. But he's a very special guest from TV, radio, also has many blogs to his name. He's also covered 6 FIFA World Cups in Italian and English, of course. Yes, it is Alf de Blasis. And once again, thanks for watching On the Ball Report. And catch us next Friday, as I said. And we should say, of course, thanks to the production team. We have Ben, Rennie, Ian, and of course your host, Pete Irvin. So tune in next Friday and you have a safe week. Share, like, subscribe and ring the bell for news, interviews, breaking stories. Thanks for watching On the Ball Report.